All right, well, again, we are live here out at ArtPrize, right outside the Ford Presidential Museum, just one of many locations where you can see dozens of pieces of artwork over these next couple of weeks for ArtPrize 2025. As you can see, Tanner is no longer behind the desk with me. He's out and about checking out some of the other pieces you can see here outside of the Ford Presidential Museum. Tanner, what are you seeing?
We are seeing so many cool things outside of the Ford Museum. Again, this is just one of the about 100 or more venues across the city where you're going to be able to check out some really cool artwork. And I mean, these art pieces are coming from all across the country and in many cases across the world. For example, this one from Scottsdale, Arizona. This is Tango Rosso from Ryan Schmidt. You can kind of see it's like this interesting teardrop type situation, or honestly, it could be a flame from what I'm gathering. You kind of have this red base that it sits on, and you can't really tell from where I'm standing or where you're seeing this at, but it does kind of reflect up into the glass there that you can see. I actually got a little mirror selfie with my photographer, Jake Duncan, over here. Hey, we want to move over here because we've got a lot of really cool art. We're going to go through all of these pieces, by the way. This is a really cool horse sculpture. You can see it's made out of actual horseshoes and in some cases chain. I want to read this because this is actually made by a couple of students, I believe, seniors from the Wilson Talent Center welding program. We've got Dakota Barnett, Elijah Dingwell, and Holden Clem from Stockbridge. And of course, you can see just the process that they use to create this, welding all of these horseshoes together. You've got a bunch of chain as well. A really, really cool design. Again, I also want to show you too, on these plaques that you got down here, when you're kind of looking at the artwork, you can see this QR code and also the artist ID number. That's what you're going to use to find, to vote on some of these sculptures. So again, if you want to come, maybe, for instance, vote on this horseshoe, this is called Rose, you can do that with that number and also the QR code. Let's pop over here. Something we've been showing you all morning long. This is Peace. This is that Peace bus Emily and I have been standing in front of all morning from Jim Wild and Muskegon. You can see, I'm going to read a little bit of the artist's statement. That way you can kind of get some background. Here's a little like replica. It's really cool that they've got a miniature version of this. So this bus wrap was taken from a 28-foot mural Jim and his wife painted on the front of their deck overlooking Wolf Lake. It depicts the lake scene with stick figures around a beach fire representing their family. And actually, you know what? We're going to pop on right here. This is that stick figure family here with that fire going on. So you can kind of see just the detail involved in this bus. I want to show you Snoopy behind the wheel. Of course, you got a couple of flowers back there and some of the cup holders. Also, you got a really cool guitar right here back just behind Snoopy. They're kind of really getting in the 70s vibe here. The Peace bus right here on display out in front of the Ford Museum. So we were talking to Joel Westfall, rather, who is with the Presidential Museum, about kind of like what they're calling this theme this year. We've got bears and glass is kind of what they were joking around that their theme here at the Ford Museum is. And of course, you can see why. We've got one of these bears out here. It's another sculpture. This is the Silas bear, a sweet and gentle creature of the forest. Silas bear conveys peaceful, dreamy demeanors here. And this is from the artist Martha Cares. Artist Martha Cares resides and works in a rural lake town, Sawyer, Michigan, where she's endlessly inspired by the majesty of Lake Michigan, the woods and woodland creatures. Of course, the bears being one of them. So again, another piece of art that you can vote on. Let's come over here to the photo ostrich. I don't think that this one, is this involved? Oh, it looks like this is involved in the art prize competition here. You can actually come over here and take a little picture. So you come over here with your photo ostrich and you do like a little, peace sign. Hey, take our picture. And then you're supposed to post that on social media. This is from Stacy Ryan. She's from Davison, Michigan. Photo ostrich here. Artist number 28044, made out of scrap metal. That is so cool. So we're learning all sorts of really cool things. When you come out to ArtPrize, let's say, you're down here, you're overwhelmed. You just have no idea where to go. Take a look at these. Upon parts of downtown and the districts here, you'll see these ArtPrize kiosks where you can scan QR codes, about ArtPrize, list of participating venues, lists of all entries and artists, event guides, event calendars, supporting ArtPrize, and learning more about Borealis, which is actually one of their paid events, their paid experiences that they've got on deck here. So come on out and make sure that you get everything you need to know about ArtPrize. Tons more art back here. We've got Happy, we've got the Merman Song. Is that what this one's called? Mermaid Song. Yeah, right here. Chad Denkins put that one together. And then all the way back here, we have got my personal favorite from just outside the Ford Museum, from Justin Ledoux, the Bug Hotel. He's from Ithaca. And you can see why they're kind of calling it the Bug Hotel. It kind of looks like a bug hotel. They've made it, though, out of wood. It looks like some natural materials, as well as some sticks over here. You got some pine cones involved in here. All of this outside the Ford Museum. Guys, there's so much art just here. Again, Ford Museum being one of the about 100 or more venues where you can come and check out some of the art at ArtPrize 2025. And of course, we're gonna get a sneak peek inside. I've gotten to take a look at some of the things going on inside already. Emily's gonna show that coming up here in just a few minutes. Em, I'll send it back to you.